Hey guys, this is Devin back again for presentation number 2 in business and professional communications. This time we are going to be talking about the Essential 55 written by Ron Clark, which is a list of rules or principles that he wrote for his elementary school students, but have gained basically world recognition for being so relatable to anyone, even those of us that are adults. So there were many really great options in here. They all stand out and are things that we can relate to easily in life and that we should try to implement if we can. But I chose 3 that really resonated with me out of the, I guess, 40 that were posted here. And I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it with the first one that I picked. And I have kind of listed them in order of importance to me, with the last one being my absolute favorite on the whole list. So we'll go with my first one, which is rule number 2, make eye contact. Eye contact, anyone that has been in any communication class knows how important that is. Make eye contact with your audience when speaking to them. If you're in a business meeting, make eye contact with your employees or your colleagues. If you're in school, make eye contact when speaking to your students, with your teacher, your classmates, anyone that you have any kind of relationship with. Speak, or even strangers. Speak to them and make eye contact when you do. Why is this important? The lack of eye contact in a conversation does much more damage than people probably realize. And for one, it makes things awkward. 2, it makes your conversation impersonal. And 3, it just, I hate to say it, it can make you look weak in a way if you cannot look someone in the eye when speaking to them. It helps building trust, and overall just makes you a better communicator if you are able to look someone in the eye when you are telling them something, especially when you're telling them something important. So that is the first one that I picked, and I will probably elaborate a little bit more on the next 2 just because they hit a little closer to home. The rule number 2, I think, is more of a technical one, and the next one that I chose, which is rule number 3, is more personal in a way, which is, it says, if a student in the class wins a game or does something well, we will congratulate them. Okay, think about that for a second. If a student wins a game or does something well, we will congratulate them. That is so awesome. And let me tell you why. We, at least in my generation, live in a world where it is almost applauded to tear others down. It seems as if sometimes people look for others' failures rather than their success. And that is just so wrong. And I don't know how it ended up that way. But this rule just exemplifies the need to work to better that. We should always strive to push people to do better, to meet their potential and then exceed it, instead of tearing them down for failing. At least they tried. At least they tried. And that's something, again, that we should applaud. We should applaud people that do well, applaud people that try, instead of tearing them down. So that did get a little deep, I understand. But that one, it does hit close to home because it's just something that, as people, we should do better on, much better on. So I will stop babbling about that one now and move on to the third one that I picked. And this is I've saved this one for last because it is just my favorite one on the whole list out of all of them. And it is rule number 38, which says, uphold an image that shows you have your act together. That and I want to mention that's probably one of the shortest ones on the entire list. And to me, it is the most important. Now, people may say that it is high maintenance or shallow to care about your image, or to at least care a lot about your image. Do not listen to them, because those that speak that way are more than likely the ones that care about image the most. And you can't blame them, because image, excuse me, is important. When you're applying for a job, when you meet someone's parents for the first time, whether it be personal or professional, your image is what makes the first impression to anyone that you meet for the first time. And it is inherently important to keep that image up. And not just for now, for your life. And you may think, oh my gosh, that is so hard. No, it's not. Get up, take a shower, get dressed, make yourself look good, tell yourself you're going to have a good day, and then strive to have that good day and to have that effect on others. And that is what your image is all about. So I definitely feel like for these past two rules, I have kind of been on a soapbox a little bit. It was definitely not meant to come across that way. I just feel very strongly about especially the last two rules that I mentioned. Overall, as I said before, this list is fantastic, full of things that everyone and their mothers should read, most definitely. But those three stuck out to me, and I really wanted to share about the last two specifically because they're just very important to me. With that being said, I'm going to close here. Again, this was Devin Early for presentation number 2 in Business and Professional Communications. Thank you. Everyone have a good one.